paint pots and queens. The stations on the line were being painted. The engines were surprised. They asked the painters why the stations were being painted.
Well, because the Queen is coming, so there.
The engines in the shed were excited and wondered who would pull the royal train.
But I'm too old to pull important trains.
Well, I'm in disgrace. The Fat Controller would never choose me.
Well, he'll choose me, of course. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all.
Choose you? Choose you? You can't climb hills. He will ask me to pull it, and I'll have a new coat of paint. You wait and see.
One day, when it rained, Henry's driver and fireman stretched a tarpaulin from the cab to the tender to keep themselves dry.
Henry puffed into the big station.
A painter was climbing a ladder above the line. Henry's smoke puffed upwards in a big cloud. It was thick and black. The painter choked and couldn't see. He missed his footing on the ladder, dropped his paint pot and fell plop onto Henry's tarpaulin. The paint poured all over Henry's boiler and trickled down each side, and the paint pot perched on Henry's dome. The painter clambered down and shook his brush at Henry. "Ah, you spoil my clean paint with your dirty smoke, and then you take the whole lot and make me go and fetch some more. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear."
Dear me. You look like an iced cake, Henry. That won't do for the royal train. Oh, no. I'm afraid that I must make other arrangements, yes.
And he walked over to the yard. Gordon and Thomas saw him coming, and both began to speak at once.
Excuse me,
please,
sir, but I was thinking...
Now, one at a time, please, one at a time. Now, what is it, Gordon?
Well, sir, I just wanted to ask you if Thomas could have his branch line back again.
I see. And what do you want, Thomas?
Oh, please, sir, can Gordon pull coaches again?
I see. So that's it. Well, you've both been quite good lately, and you deserve a treat, so when the Queen comes, Edward will go in front and clear the line, Thomas will look after the coaches, and Gordon will pull the train.
Oh, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. The great day came. Percy, Toby, Henry and James worked very hard bringing people to the town. Thomas sorted all their coaches in the yard. They're coming! Edward steamed in, looking smart with flags and bright paint. 2 minutes passed, then 5, then 7, and then 10, and then... Everyone knew that whistle, and a mighty cheer went up as the Queen's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless, and his brass shone. Like Edward, he was decorated with flags, but on his buffer beam he proudly carried the royal arms. The Queen was met by the Fat Controller, and before doing anything else, she thanked him for their splendid run. The Fat Controller bowed and said,
"Not at all, Your Majesty. Thank you."
And then, The Queen said to the Fat Controller, "We have read a great deal about your engines. May we see them, please?" So he led the way to where all the engines were waiting. Toby and Percy said, "They're coming! They're coming!" Henry and James said, "Shh!" But Toby and Percy were too excited to care. The Fat Controller told the Queen their names, and she talked to each engine. Then, as she turned to go, Percy bubbled over. "Oh, I say, 3 cheers for the Queen! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!" The Fat Controller held his ears, but the Queen, smiling, waved to the engines till she passed the gates. Next day, the Queen spoke specially to Thomas, who fetched the coaches, and to Edward and Gordon, who took her away, and no engines ever felt prouder than Thomas and Edward and Gordon, the big engine.